Popular vernacular Liaozhai stories, female ghost.
During the Ming Dynasty, in the Jiajing period, there was a young man named Qinzi in Fengxiang Prefecture. He had a carefree and frivolous nature, often indulging in drinking and wandering with friends, leading an idle and dissolute life. Qinzi had a relative who held a government position in the county, which allowed him to be somewhat familiar with the local community. Among his acquaintances was a poor scholar named Zhou Qiang. Zhou Qiang was gentle and refined but somewhat timid. On one occasion, he encountered a group of bullies who harassed him in public. Fortunately, Qinzi was in a good mood that day and came to his rescue, dispersing the troublemakers. Since then, the two became acquainted and formed a friendship. One day, Qinzi visited Zhou Qiang's home, and they agreed to have a drink and chat together. Zhou Qiang prepared fine wine and delicious food, and they enjoyed themselves, drinking and laughing until dusk. Not content with the merriment at home, they decided to continue their revelry and purchase more food and alcohol from the market. As night fell, both Qinzi and Zhou Qiang appeared slightly intoxicated. At this moment, Qinzi asked, "Zhou, you are a talented and handsome man. Why haven't you taken a wife to accompany you?" Zhou Qiang sighed and replied, "It's a long story. I was once married to a beautiful woman named Pan Yinlin. Sadly, she was promiscuous and unfaithful, and she even committed adultery behind my back. As a consequence, she contracted a strange illness and passed away. Though I cherished our marriage, I still erected a shrine for her in the back room." Hearing this, Qinzi felt pity for Zhou Qiang's unfortunate experience and disdain for Pan Yinlin's behavior. "Such a woman deserves to be cast aside, and you have already shown great compassion by honoring her with a shrine," he remarked. Qinzi then excused himself to relieve himself, and Zhou Qiang pointed him towards the outhouse. However, during his stroll in the courtyard, Qinzi unexpectedly heard a woman's laughter coming from one of the rooms. Curiosity got the better of him, and he couldn't resist peeking through a crack in the window. To his surprise, he saw an enchanting woman bathing in a large wooden tub. Her seductive eyes and graceful figure captivated Qinzi's heart. Overwhelmed by desire, he disregarded his friendship with Zhou Qiang and entered the room, joining the woman in intimate indulgence. The room was filled with passion and pleasure. After their encounter, Qinzi asked the woman her name. She replied, "I am Pan Yinlin. Since you promised not to go back on your word, I will entangle you forever." Qinzi's face turned pale as he realized that the woman he just had an affair with was none other than Zhou Qiang's deceased wife, Pan Yinlin. Frightened, he fell to the ground and pleaded for mercy. However, Pan Yinlin, now revealed to be a vengeful spirit, seized him with her icy grip. Just as she was about to harm him, Qinzi cried out for help, calling upon the name of Zufu, a virtuous layman he had encountered before. In response to his plea, a mysterious force enveloped him, rendering Pan Yinlin powerless. Then, a bright light flashed, and two mythical creatures, a pair of ox-headed and horse-faced spirits, emerged from the ground. They sternly scolded Pan Yinlin, "You audacious seductress! How dare you commit evil in our presence?" With a swift motion, they bound her with a soul, locking iron chain and tracked her away to the netherworld for punishment. Witnessing the supernatural intervention, Qinzi was both terrified and relieved. He rushed back home in the middle of the night. The next day, he sought Zufu to express his gratitude and narrated the whole incident. Zufu revealed that he had foreseen Pan Yinlin's encounter with the ox-headed and horse-faced spirits through divination. He had advised Qinzi to lead her to the bamboo forest, where they lay in ambush. This way, they successfully used the spirits to eliminate the harmful presence. Otherwise, Zufu admitted that he wouldn't have dared to provoke such a seductive and dangerous spirit directly. Qinzi was deeply impressed by Zufu's wisdom and profound knowledge. He sincerely thanked him and vowed to change his ways, embracing an honest and righteous life. From that day on, Qinzi refrained from drinking and debauchery, dedicating himself to diligent study. Eventually, he passed the imperial examination and became a respected official. His remarkable transformation and story spread throughout Fengxiang Prefecture, becoming a well-known tale of cautionary advice. People cited his experiences to encourage others, to stay on the right path and avoid temptations. The name of Kinsey became a symbol of resilience and adherence to moral principles. In retrospect, Kinsey's life journey taught us that in the face of temptation and challenges, only by adhering to our conscience and moral values can we navigate through life's uncertainties and find the true meaning of our existence. His story continues to inspire people to hold on to their virtues and pursue a righteous path in life. Message: in fact, ghosts are often perceived as existing if you believe, non-existent if you don't. To be more specific, if a person has a guilty conscience, they may see and encounter ghosts. However, if one's heart is pure and filled with positive energy, where would ghosts find a place to reside? Kinsey peeked at a woman bathing because he had a guilty conscience, and in the end, he was entangled by a female ghost. This outcome was simply the result of his own actions and karma. The story teaches us that no matter when, one should always adhere to certain principles. As long as we maintain a pure and righteous heart, no matter what evil entities or monsters may exist, they cannot disturb us.